Right, officially live. Man, it took me a couple of tries to get this done, but it is August 15th, 2020. Peeps, I'm going to pop on and do a quick live stream for y'all to see how you're doing. Hopefully, we can get some people on. I know that it's kind of like everybody's last hurrah in August. We have like 2 or 3 more weekends in August before school is let in, and I have no idea what's going on with COVID wherever you're at, but because of that, people are still trying to make the best of their last few weekends before kind of everything kicks off and whatever. Plumbstream number 20. We've officially done 20 of these bad boys, which is really cool. I was really nervous first starting doing plum streams or live streams. It was something new to me. We got somebody in the room. What's going on? Oh, Vic, what's going on? David Dillon, what's going on? Peeps, good to see you. Keenan, Plumbstream. Keenan, how's plumbing going, man? I need to know. We got the regulars here. Love seeing you guys. Vic, you and your girl okay now? I think the last time we talked, she was upset with you. Oh, I hope good things. Dylan, how's your finger, my man? How's your finger? I hope you're doing well. Good, man. Still green and learning only 4 days in. Keenan, keep going, man. Keep going. Congrats. Awesome. Keep pushing. That's all you need to do. Keep pushing. What are you learning right now, Keenan? What have you done these past 4 days? I want to know details, the dirty deets as what's going on for work. Sucks on light duty. Dave, look, man, I'm glad it was only a portion of the finger. So you're still working? Are you able to? I'm about to be off the bench. I like to hear that, Vic. That's a good thing. I hope you all are doing okay, man. I know you guys been arguing. So, Vic, it's part of the game. You got to reestablish boundaries. That's what we have to do in relationships. So, peeps, here's your opportunity. Drop me some questions. Yeah, in office and warehouse single hand duty. Dave, look, at least you're working, my man. A lot of people have to take time off because of that. I'm glad you're working, man. It was an unfortunate accident. Peeps, for all of you that don't know, Dave had a workplace accident, I think it was 2 weeks ago or last week, where a portion of his finger was lost on a scissor lift. Joe G, what's going on? Kenny, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. So Dave, our prayers go out to you, my man. I hope you're recovering fast and well. I'm glad that you are working single-hand duty last Wednesday. Yeah. I remember you saying, dude, scissor lift accidents. So, peeps, you always got to be diligent. You got to keep making sure that, just got to be safe. That's all. And if accidents do happen, just hopefully, we're blessed that there's small ones that we can recover from like David is. And, our hearts go out to you, my man. Right now, finishing up roughing, pulling pecs, fire caulking, and sorting parts. Keenan, that's how it starts, my friend. You start learning how to run some pecs, which means you're probably drilling, fire caulking like you're saying, seeing the limitations of pecs. It bends, but it doesn't bend too much. You got to figure out how much it can bend. And depending on whether you're using like Wurzbo type pecs or just the crimper type pecs, those are different limitations as well. So keep going, Keenan. Hey, Dave, hang in there, my friend. God bless you. Joe, sweet words, my man. Joe, how is Cali treating you? How's tennis holding up? What's going on? Haven't heard from you in a few weeks, man. I hope you're well. This is Plumbstream number 20. We've been doing a lot of these, eh? We've been filling up our weekends with this. I hope it's been useful to you. You can drop me any questions that you may have. I know we have the regulars here, which is a pretty knowledgeable crew of plumbers. But anybody that pops on, feel free to just shout out any questions that you may have. But yeah, for Dad and I, we've been doing a lot more service. Our rough-in work and our projects have sort of come to either an end or a standstill. We're still waiting on trim kits going to come in. It's hot here, 108 degrees Fahrenheit. Dude, that's in the 40s, 45s, 50s, I think. Let's talk DeVault, the greatest tools ever. David, every week, bro. Every week you're starting a war on this channel, man. every week, and you're a Milwaukee guy. I think you're talking a big game, bro. I think that's what's happening. But you know what? I ain't gonna lie. If Milwaukee wasn't around, I'd probably be a DeVault cat. I ain't gonna lie. That's probably how it would go down. Dave, are you still on painkillers because of your finger, man? And yeah, so like I was saying, hot, 108 degrees, dude, killing it with the heat, man. You're probably staying indoors. Same. Yeah. I hear you, buddy. So just hang in there, dude. Hang in there, man. I hope you're not doing anything to irritate it. I hope it's just a speedy recovery. High dose ibuprofen. Now, is ibuprofen one of the ones that is very what do you call it? Like addictive? Is it? Does it fall into the category of not Tylenol 3? No, it's not good, man. Cause what do you call it? The opioids, the opiates and stuff like that. Those are very addictive. Where people, not a narcotic, okay, but there are. I correct me if I'm wrong. There are painkillers that are not that are part of that family that are very addictive. So doctors had put patients onto them just to eventually realize that now they had to wean the patients off of it because it's really hard. The body goes through withdrawals, I think. Either way, yes, okay, thanks, Dave. Yeah, just I'm glad you're not on that, man, because that's a whole different set of issues that you're going to have to deal with if that was the case. So, brother, hang in there, man, hang in there. Man, I think it's a 2-3 month recovery you were saying? I took those very lightly. Good. Yeah, hang in there, man. That's all you can do. Hang in there. So yeah, our rough-in phases have finished. We're in finishing phases. We have 2 more finishing phases to do. We've got one. Both of them are bathroom groups. So water closets, bathtubs, and vanities. We're waiting. I want to be back in 2 weeks. Well, Dave, man, maybe if you rest up, you might be able to. That'd be good, man. That'd be good for you. So, what's going on out there? We only have 4 people. I think we're going to have a quiet crowd today just because a lot of people are on vacations. Like I was saying at the beginning of this, I think people are really trying to get their last few moments in August before everybody really has to go back to school or do the online schooling. Man, most things here in Ontario, from what I am understanding, is moving towards digital. So people are really trying to start doing schooling online and this and that, which is going to be weird for tradespersons. I remember tradespersons were saying that they wanted to go do pre-apprenticeships, but how the heck do you do that if you need a whole, hands-on element for it? I don't know, man. It's a weird time. Hopefully everything's going well there. Most of our friends on here, I think, are American. You guys have an election coming up in November. Joe Biden or Donald Trump, man, you got some tough decisions there. Seriously, about tools, DeVault I like better because of color of tools. Dave, where are you going with this, bro? But I like Milwaukee battery options better. Dave, I don't know. I don't know enough about DeVault batteries, to be honest. But Milwaukee, dude, I'm having a hard time finding bad things about Milwaukee. They've got a lot of plumbing-related tools. The one tool that I'm really kind of like, I think is really cool, but I would never buy it myself because I don't think I'd enjoy it, is that one that snips the pipes. You know that one where you pull the trigger and it literally just cuts your plastic pipe? It looks super useful and super convenient, but I actually like my tube cutter. I love putting my tube cutter to, what's it called, Dave? Do you have one? Because I like using my tube cutter. I get a satisfaction in cutting pipe with my tube cutter. But that thing looks legit, man. It looks like you're ready to go and looks like it gives you a good clean cut, which is why I don't like using the hacksaw or the sawzall on my plastic. Dad's a big fan of using a hacksaw on the plastic. But I don't like it just because of the mess it makes, and also you really got to be a little bit more careful because it's a power tool, first of all, but second of all, because it doesn't give you a clean cut unless you're really doing it well. Don't know the real name. We call it the cutter. Yeah, that's right, David. That's what it is, bro. But yeah, that's the only tool that like I have my eye on. Like I want one, but I wouldn't spend money for it. You know what I'm saying? Like if it just dropped from the heavens with a battery that was charged, I'd definitely use it. But man, my tube cutters, man, I love using the tube cutters. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm a big fan of Milwaukee. But I do have a DeWalt kit, like toolkit. So never had an issue with the straight cut. Easy peasy. What's up, Big Mitchum? How you doing? Hope you're well. I hope your spirits are better than last time we spoke about being in the trades. You were saying you were going through a hard time. How's it going now? Hope it's going well. Peeps, I know we don't have a lot of people on here, but if you want to hit me up with any questions, by all means, I am ready to go with questions. Let me know what kind of work you're doing. That's cool too. Also, let me know what you're doing right now. Like, are you guys working? Are you still off with COVID? You know, protocols, are they changing? Where do you stand on the whole mask situation? Should we keep doing masks or should we just get that herd immunity everybody keeps talking about? What? Go political if you want to. If not, it's cool. I might end up cutting this bad boy a little bit short only because, like I said, I think a lot of people are on some sort of water right now. They're at a beach hanging out or they are at a cottage, man. A lot of people are still cottaging even though we have this pandemic. But you know what? If you can social distance, I say why not? You know, if you can be with your close-knit buddies that you know everybody's pretty safe and just hang out amongst each other and you're good, man. You're good. Or if you're going to meet people that you don't know, you know, how safe they are, then just 6 feet, as they say, or whatever, man. So, yeah, that's basically it for me in regards to what's going on with work. We did a bunch of water closets this week. I'm shooting a bunch of vlogs for you all. That's one thing I wanted to pose to the channel. Keenan, I'm working and thankfully it's not slowing down. My work is very strict on mask wearing. David, opinion, social distancing better than masks? Dave, I would say social distancing probably is better than masks, to be honest. I don't think masks are foolproof whatsoever. I think they're useful. I think they're helpful. And I think they only really work when everybody's using them. But social distancing definitely works. But here's the thing that I don't know, Dave. I think social distancing in an enclosed space doesn't make sense. I think you're going to be sharing that air no matter what. So I think it's game over. Unless you're all wearing masks and trying to keep away from each other, you're good. But if you guys aren't wearing masks and you're in the same room but you're 6 feet apart, bro, you're going to be breathing in the same air eventually. Anyways, that's my thoughts. What do you think, Dave? Keenan, we're the same with that as well. I actually was told this week, I was asked this week to wear a mask by a lady, which was an interesting situation because I normally approach the doors with masks. And so I went to the house. I was wearing a mask. The lady that asked me to put on a mask later was not wearing a mask. Her son was not wearing a mask. He asked if I wanted him to wear a mask. I said, do whatever you want, sort of thing. But later on, I went to have lunch, and I walked to the house forgetting the mask. And then she was like, you know what, you should put on a mask because I'm an old lady. And I was thinking to myself, okay, valid point. But you should be wearing a mask to protect me as well. Like, what the hell? You think you're the only one that needs protecting? I don't think that's fair. We should both be wearing masks. So, yeah, absolutely. Call me out, but you need to call yourself out on not wearing a mask initially, madam. So that's where I'm at with that. Big Mitchum has given some good news. Kenny just got to raise 18 bucks after a year of slaving. Nice. What do you think about companies that want you to get out on your own right away? Big Mitchum, if you don't have the skill set to go out on your own and they're pushing you to go out on your own, that's very suspect because it's a huge liability for the company and I really don't know where they have their priorities set. So in other words, if I don't think you're competent enough, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, if I don't think you have the right amount of skill set to be sent out on your own, It is me taking on a liability. It's me taking on risk that is unnecessary for the company that I work for or the company that I own, and also for the customer. Because if you go there and you cut into a pipe that you shouldn't be cutting into and you cause a leak to happen, that's not just on you. That is definitely on me, and that's on my insurance and whatnot. So I find those companies to be very strange. Bick Mitchum, you know how green you are and you know how skilled you are. If you think that you don't have, if you know you don't have the confidence to be out on your own because you just don't have it, then I don't know why that company is giving you a hard time, and I don't really know where the company's head's at. You know what I'm saying? However, if you're like a third or fourth year apprentice, you've got a lot of good skills under your belt, and you've seen plenty of work, and they're the kind of company that turns to you and says, look, it's a water closet replacement. What do you think? You want to try doing it on your own? I think that's different. It's a different approach. It's a different mentality, especially if they know that you've done many water closets before. So that's how I feel about that. Bick Mitchum, how are they? Are they the first one that I described where they're sending you out the door even though you don't think you're not confident enough? Or are they sort of like building up your skill and seeing what kind of what kind of responsibility you can take on? That's what I'm curious to know. So, David is going exactly first is social distancing, then hygiene, then masks. Dave, I'm with you, man. I think social distancing does way more than masks. I think if you have to be in the vicinity of one another, I think you definitely, both of you, or everybody should be wearing masks. And hygiene, absolutely. Keenan, my company has me. Connor, what's going on? Give me 1 sec. I'll read it. My company has me doing a lot of independently, but it's all new construction. I'm pretty much doing just grunt work. Thankfully, they seem to like me so far. So Keenan, especially with new construction, there's a lot of being able to let you do something. So in other words, if you got to drill holes and studs, they give you a power tool. They show you how to do it once or twice, and they say, okay, do the rest of the studs sort of thing. And then if you're going to be running pipe, you can run pipe. So it's one of those jobs that is actually kind of good because you will be doing the similar things the same day, or you'll just be running pipe a whole day. So they can take you through 1 or 2 drills. They can take you through showing you how to feed the pipe once or twice, and then you kind of get it and you can be on your own. That is a separate sort of thing. I think Bick Mitchum, if you are comparing it to what Bick Mitchum is talking about, I think that's a service thing that Bick Mitchum was talking about, where they're like, go to a job, find out what they need, but you've never been and done that before sort of thing. So different things. If you are even talking about it, you might be just telling me how you're doing. But those are the sorts of jobs, Keenan, that I love, and you're going to be learning a ton in the next few weeks. I'm telling you, it's probably one of the funnest things that it's slave work for sure. But eventually you're going to realize that once you get really good at that, it actually becomes a lot of fun to do. So Keenan, hang in there. You're doing great. Connor, I'm in a company that installs Niagara stealth toilets in apartment complexes. I don't know what that is, but I want to know. Just installed about 80 Thursday. It's real hot too. Connor, I got questions. Lots of questions. What is a Niagara, or maybe it is Niagara, stealth toilet? Is that a toilet that is, the tank is behind the wall? What is that? I need to know more, Connor. I'm sorry, I can't look it up right now. Bick is saying, haven't been sent out yet, but water heaters on your own are in my very near future. I feel competent doing them. I just know an apprentice is not supposed to be on their own as a first year. So Bick, if you're a first year and you're green, like a first year normally is, I don't know, but I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't do it. I would send somebody with you, somebody a little bit more skilled, who's got a lot more experience under their belt. I wouldn't send you out on your own, just like that. Bick, and that's not saying anything towards you and your competency level. I'm not sure how good you are, but what I'm saying is if you're as green as I was green in my first year, I would never send my first year apprentice myself to a job, period, alone. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I sit on that, Bick. But if you feel confident, like you're saying, I don't know, maybe your company knows something I don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I am competent, but I haven't said no to anything yet. All right, Bick, look, maybe this is your opportunity to say no if you don't think you could do it. You know what I'm saying? You are doing your company a favor by saying, I can't do it if you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And you're also doing yourself a favor. So, Bick, don't be afraid of being shy and saying that. You should say it if you need to. So Connor is saying it's 0.8 gallons per flush as opposed to 3.5 gallons we are removing. Whoa! So Connor, here's the $1,000,000 question. How bloody good is this flush if it's 0.8 gallons? Is that thing like a beast of a flush? Like, what kind of technology are they employing? Is it a pressurized tank? I'm curious. So it's only stealth because of the amount of water it's taking in. So they're not hiding the toilet in and of itself. Like, it doesn't have functioning parts behind a wall like you see a lot of toilets in Europe having or whatever. Okay, all right, that's cool. It's good to know. Fred, what's going on? After the downturn due to COVID, should we expect more work and apprenticeship accepted this spring due to increased demand? So, Fred, my suspicions are that once COVID kind of goes on the decline. Well, okay, Fred, here's something I have to say that I'm not sure if you've heard the same thing, but here's what I've heard. It's gotten actually crazy busy for most of the contractors that I've talked to. Like, all the work that we had before COVID kind of hit and shut us down here in Ontario, that came back with a vengeance plus more. So most of the contractors I talk to that I know personally are saying, dude, I can't keep my head above water right now. That's how busy people are. And everybody else I've talked to in regards to, friends and family that have been looking for contractors are experiencing the same thing. They're calling contractors and the contractors are saying, dude, I'm too busy. I'm sorry. I can't start till like 2 weeks from now. So, Fred, I think we're already seeing a little bit of a boom because of it, because that couple of months that here in Ontario shut down, people were really getting antsy and they really want to get that work done. And keep in mind, it is, renovation season right now. People really like to crank out work during the summertime. So, will there be a boom? I think the boom has already taken place. And I also think, Fred, that I think there's always going to be a boom in regards to the trades. So, in other words, the trades are very in demand in the area that I live in. I think we're going to have just as much demand as we have now, which is a lot considering how everybody's reacting in regards to how much work there is. And down the road, when COVID kind of alleviates, hopefully, knock on wood, I think it's the same thing. I think you might see a little bit of a spike, but I think we're always going to be in demand of trades in the next few years, in other words. Fred, I hope that helps, man. I hope that clarifies it. It's not always the best, according to Connor, but it works well. Okay. I mean, not always the best isn't my favorite answer, but I hear you. Sometimes we put Totos in, which are better in my opinion. 1.28 gallons for Totos, 0.8 for the stealth Niagara stealth ones. Okay, good to know, Connor. Thanks. Fred Rye, where are you at? We dissolved our future apprenticeship program. Chris Bro, hey man, how you doing? Chris, I'm doing well. How you doing? I want to know how you are. Fred is from Minneapolis. Keenan, there's a giant boom up here in Columbus, Ohio. Keenan, we're the same down here. Same up here, I should say. Loads of apprenticeships available and buildings still going up. Keenan, like I said, preaching to the choir, I'm experiencing the same thing all the way up here. Hope you stay busy, David's saying. So, Bick, Kenny, we do a ton of AC installs. To my understanding, they don't teach AC in school. Can you explain the difference between HVAC and plumbing work? Is it one and the same? So, Bick, it depends. So, Bick, I don't know if you're located in the States or in Canada. Here in Canada, plumbing and gas, separate trades. Actually, I should clarify that. in different provinces, it's a different system. So example, in Alberta, plumbing and gas are one and the same. You get the apprenticeship together. Alberta's apprenticeship is a year further, a year longer than it is in Ontario. In Ontario, plumbing and gas are separate. In regards to HVAC and heating, ventilation, and AC, the heating side of things goes into gas for a lot of things, and it's an entirely different apprenticeship here in Ontario. Like I said, if you're in Saskatchewan, I'm not sure actually. I don't know if Saskatchewan's one or are they combined, because I know definitely in Alberta they're combined, but in Ontario it's not. So plumbing basically distributes water into the system, into the housing or into the building, and it also takes the water away through drainage. When you're dealing with heating, AC, and HVAC, you are, oh man, what do you call them? You're dealing with British thermal units, which is figuring out how much heat it requires to heat up a room. You're doing all sorts of those calculations, and you're also figuring out how to run radiators, how to run electrical heaters if you need them, or how to run gas. And again, gas is a different license here in Ontario. I hope that helps. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Bick, tell me about those winters, though. Am I right? Holy crap. Saskatchewan, from what I hear, has the most savage winters, like -50. All right, quick story about Saskatchewan. So, peeps, especially for our American friends, if you ever come down to Ontario, or if you ever come down to Canada, or up to Canada, I should say, you got to visit a Tim Hortons, okay? And if you're into sweets, you got to get yourself an iced cappuccino. It's basically a cold drink. It's got a really good kick of caffeine, but it's like cold, you know what I'm saying? One day, my dad gets onto an elevator, and it's in the thick of winter, thick, like it's snowing outside. Buddy gets onto the elevator with Dad. Pair of shorts, hoodie, one iced cappuccino he's sucking on. He's got another iced cappuccino going upstairs with him. Dad looks at him and goes, "Really?" Buddy goes, "What?" Dad goes, "Dude, it's -40 outside." Buddy turns to my dad. He goes, "Buddy, I'm from Saskatchewan. This is summertime, my man." And like he just like downs this iced cappuccino from my dad. Bro, I heard nothing but savage stories about Saskatchewan winter. So Bick, blessings to you, my man. Brutal, -40 in two-story buildings trying to de-ice the intake to a furnace. Yeah, dude. So you need a heating block as well for most cars, right? Like you got to plug them into these. Anyways, yeah. So David's going, who do you work for? We have big presence up there too, David's saying. Keenan. Hey, David, I just started as an apprentice with Crawford Mechanical. I love it, man. They're teaching me a lot. Awesome. Keenan Baldridge, could you hear... cool. You ever hear of TP Mechanical? Keenan's like, dude, Tim's is where it's at. Yeah, David, I've heard the name before. So Keenan, hold on. Keenan, hold on. Let me go back. I'm missing a few things. Bick is from Saskatchewan. Keenan, where are you from? That's what I want to know. No, you're from Ohio, Keenan, right? Keenan, you've been up to Canada, bro? Without telling me? XL triple boys. Bro. Bick. Triple, you gotta take it easy with that cream, my man. My friend, I should say. Jeez. Easy with that cream, Bick Mitchum. Easy. Originally West Virginia, the middle of nowhere, LOL, but moved to Ohio a few months back from our opportunity. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Love that song. Great song. My wife got me on that song, by the way. She loves that song. And yeah, Kenny, I've been up to Canada. That's it. When you go up north, you go back down south quick. Am I right? Take me home, baby. Take me home. So, yeah. Tim's is where it's at. Kenny, do you do furnace installs? No, Bick, we don't do furnace. We have a gas. We got a gas technician that we call for all of our gas work, and it's a nice exchange because anytime he's got plumbing coming his way, he gives us a call as well. So, so we ended up, scratching each other's backs that way. So when my wife and I moved into this house only had electrical heating, and electrical heating here is a little bit on the expensive side. It adds up. So as soon as we got to the house, the first thing we did before moving in was we called the gas technician. He gave us a really good price, but I worked with him on weekends to get it done. He gave us such a good price that he wasn't making a huge profit and he couldn't hire somebody. So I was like the labor there with him. So Bick is saying, I guess we do everything. I have been installing gas lines as well, underground digging trenches. So Bick, I don't know about Saskatchewan. Bick, do me a favor. When you find out, let me know. I'm curious to know if Saskatchewan has a joint apprenticeship or not. Brad, what's going on? Hey, Kenny, like the channel. What your thoughts on SharkBites? Brad, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out the channel. Thank you for the support. My thoughts on SharkBites. I actually like SharkBites. Don't kill me. But listen. Here's the issues that I have with SharkBites. I don't personally like installing SharkBites because I don't like the customer looking at something that they can do themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't like them looking at it and going, bro, I could have bought, this $20 SharkBite and put this connector together myself. I don't like that because I feel like I'm leaving them with less value than they need. So, what I definitely have are SharkBite fittings on the truck at all times because, bro, they're super useful. If you run into a sticky situation especially, SharkBites are going to get you through it. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, you cut into a pipe, you don't have a coupling, but you have a SharkBite coupling. Snap that bad boy on, go get yourself a real coupling. You know what I'm saying? Those sorts of situations. Or caps. SharkBite caps are amazing, dude. They cut the job in like 2 seconds. You don't have to solder a cap. You put those bad boys on. You come back when you go into the roughing phase and you can run the pipes finally. That's my thoughts on it. I would much prefer, though, to take the time to solder it, or if I had ProPress, to take the time to ProPress it, or if I wanted to convert to PEX, PEX that bad boy. Kenny, are you in the union? Matt, no, I am. I work for my father. We're a non-union company. We do mainly service work, but we take on everything, basically. We take on new construction if we can. If the projects are sent our way, we do residential, commercial, high-rise service. We also do, exactly as I said, some new construction for commercial as well. Whatever we can, new construction for residential, whatever we can get our hands on. Brad, I hope that answers your question about SharkBites. What are your thoughts on SharkBites, Brad? I'm curious to know. Do you know any union plumbers? Matt, I have a couple of buddies that are in unions. One of my best buddies from plumbing school is in the union. So yeah, I know a couple of cats from the union for sure. Fred, I'm starting my apprenticeship next spring. What tools do you own versus using the shop tools? Will I be able to use my own saw/drills? So Fred, I have the top 7 plumbing apprentice tools you need video. So if you go onto my channel, just click onto my channel and type into the search icon, top 7 plumbing apprentice tools. Those are, I kid you not, those are on me at all time, Fred. So check that out. That's going to answer a lot of that question for you. And from what I know, unless you're doing new construction, you can bring your tools with you if you have a truck, whatnot. Fred, if you're starting, though, you're not going to be bringing tools yourself for a long time. And if you're doing any new construction, usually on new construction sites, the tools are there. The union brings them in if you're going the union route. So I hope that answers your question, Fred. If you're green and you're first year apprenticing, you don't have to worry about bringing like power tools and all that stuff. That's going to be with you and your journey person doing that, okay? Hope that helps, Fred. You don't have to stress about it just yet. The top 7 plumbing apprentice tools, they're going to be big for you. Check that out. That's definitely going to be useful for you. But if you are going to the union, as you're saying, unions bring tools to the job sites. They leave them on job sites. So, you're not going to need to bring tools from what I understand if you're in the union. Usually they have that set up for you, but I don't know how the unions work where you're at. Take it with a grain of salt, but that's what I know about the unions in Ontario. I got a couple of questions here. Matt is asking, have you done any steam fitting? Matt, I've never done any steam fitting. I only purely plumbing. Why do you ask, Matt? I'm a bit curious. What's going on with you? Actually, I got to tell you a story. So back in the day when Kenny Molotov was in high school, Kenny Molotov was a pretty quick runner. So actually, this was elementary school. I was pretty fast in elementary school too. And every single year, I'd meet this one kid named Johnny. I think his name was Johnny. I'd meet this one kid in the finals. Guys, in my year, Johnny was wind, bro. Like you would just feel it. And then you'd be like, Johnny's gone. Can't catch him. I'd always be like a foot behind Johnny. So I didn't know Johnny, but Johnny and I played soccer in the same league. One day I noticed Johnny and I'm like, dude, I know this cat. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy is in my area. I always meet him at finals. It was, anyways, I didn't know him. He was at a different school, but we all were always cool with each other, right? I go on for my first year of apprenticeship at George Brown College, which is downtown, right? Johnny and I lived like an hour away from there. So all of a sudden, I walk in and I'm staring at Johnny and I'm going, what the hell's going on here? And I turn to Johnny and like we start chatting and Johnny kind of gives me a look like, bro, how do I know you? And like we're chatting up and he's telling me he's going into steam fitting. That's why this story's coming up. I go, Johnny, every bloody time we'd get to the areas, you and I would be sprinting against each other. And he started laughing. He's like, oh man, good times, man. Johnny, I don't know if you'll ever see this, bro, but it was actually really cool to see you that day and those days. And I hope you're still doing steam fitting. I hope you're still in the trades. And man, that boy was wind, bro. Wind! Like he just gone. You know how it is. But it was blessings. Blessings to be at the end there. Matt, why are you asking about steam fitting? I'm curious. More questions. Oh, I just know plumbers can also do steam fitting work, but steam fitters can't do plumbers work. Okay, so Matt, thank you for bringing this up. That is exactly what my buddy Ryan, who works in the union, says. He says that plumbers can do steam fitting work. So in other words, we can do the installations from what I understand. I also think we can also do the installations for gas. However, you're not allowed to fire up a system. A gas technician must fire it up. So I think that's the case, but I don't think a gas technician and a steam fitter are able to go the other route. They're not allowed to do the plumbing route. So Bick is saying we do boilers and pipe fitting as well. Okay, Bick, it sounds like your company does everything, which is pretty cool. You're going to get your hands on a lot of different experience. That's going to be fantastic for you. Keenan, I hear steam fitting is great money, but I really want to end up going the service route someday. Keenan, I don't know enough about steam fitting, to be honest. I don't even know what I think only like industrial and commercial have steam applications, and don't quote me on that. If that was my $1 million question, I'd call a friend, you know what I'm saying? And so I don't know, but I don't know enough about steam fittings, but it looks pretty cool. Hey Kenny, so this is Zuru. What's going on? Love your videos. They're awesome and helpful. I'm watching from Australia. Oh! Zuru, well, I appreciate you, friend. I appreciate you watching all the way from the down under, as they call it. Awesome. Thank you for hanging out, Zuru. Hit me up with any questions if you got time and you have any questions that you want to get answered. And again, much love. Really appreciate it. So Brad says, like the SharkBite caps a lot. Thanks for answering the question. Brad, again, I don't like to rag on things unless it's a product that is really bad. Look, I have to be honest. The very first time I've experienced SharkBites, here's what had happened. we walked into a buddy's house and we were in this cramped area where like you wouldn't be able to get your torch in. It was just a mess of a mess. And my buddy was saying to us, look, we're probably planning on changing the whole piping within the next couple of months sort of thing. So we just need a quick repair. Dad walks in, he sees this tiny little space you got to get your two arms into. And he says to himself, let me show you this. And he brings a SharkBite coupling. And like I've only watched my dad solder up until this point in my apprenticeship. And he goes like this. He takes the one end of, this was a PEX pipe, and he shoves it in. And he goes, shove the other side into the other side. I went like that. And I go, now what? Dad goes, that's it. I go, are you serious? Dude, it is super useful, again, for tight spots like that. It's a sweet system. I don't know why they have a bad reputation. I think it's because people feel like there's not a lot of work involved with SharkBites, and I think that's what the product was designed as. It was designed for plumbers, but more importantly, the do-it-yourselfers to do it really fast. It's a really simple system. I don't know why they have a bad reputation. If they did have a bad reputation and they had a lot of SharkBites that leaked a lot of the times, those were older models, because any experience I've had with SharkBites, they've been pretty solid, in other words. But again, the only downfall I see as a plumber using them is that I walk away from a job that a customer could have done the job that I just did, and I don't want to do that. I want them to know that their hard-earned money that they gave to me was taking my sweat, my labor, and my 7 years of plumbing to go into it, and I did something they weren't able to do. You know, I don't know. That's where I stand on it. Guys, hey bro, how you doing? How you doing, guys? Ronaldo Garcia, Kenny, by your experience, who makes more money, commercial, industrial plumbers, or service? Thanks. Ronaldo, that's a tough one. Here's what I gotta be honest about. I don't know a lot of companies that specifically work commercial and industrial. That's what I got to be honest about. I'm in the market for all of those things. So we do mainly, if I had to give us 80% of something, 80% of our stuff is high-rise residential and then residential work. I've done commercial and I've also done some industrial. I don't know plumbing companies that just do those things. The way I understand it is most companies are like my dad and I, which is somebody calls us, whether it's a house, whether it's a building, whether it's whatever, we go. We try to ascertain the issue, we try to fix it for them, etc. So I don't know. But what I do know is in regards to charging, there are different types of charges. Like if you're charging a company, from what I understand, it's a different price than if you're charging a single family dwelling. You know what I'm saying? If you're snaking a drain for a big company, it's different than snaking a drain for a 4-person family. You know what I'm saying? The prices are going to be different because of the amount of work involved in it. So I hope that helps, Ronaldo. You let me know if you need clarification. David goes, let's talk differences in plumbing in Australia versus America and Canada. David, I think that's a mighty fine idea. David says SharkBites, but in my opinions, they leak over time. Good for simple repairs like you described. Dave, maybe. I don't keep them in long enough to know. So that's where I stand on it. So I'm with you. It's, for me, especially being a professional plumber, I keep them for tight situations. You know what I'm saying? Like they're my go-to thing if like time is of the essence. And I'm coming back to get rid of them at some point. So I hope that makes sense. Bick, Kenny, do you guys do your own ductwork and sheet metal? It's a separate trade here, but we still do our own. And do you think I should get paid more for learning all this because I should have to? All right, Bick. Bick, our gas guys do the sheet metal. So I don't think it's a separate trade. I think it's woven within the HVAC thing. So HVAC encompasses AC and also heating, which encompasses gas, and then they do sheet metal together as well. So I think it's one and the same. Bick, here's what I need you to understand, because I see the way you're thinking, and the way you're thinking is how do you get more out of something, but I think you're forgetting the value you're getting right now. Here's what you have to understand. I know you just got a pay raise, and I know the work is backbreaking, and I'm positive that this company is really making you slave away. I hear you, man. I hear that struggle in your voice, in your writing. Listen, I get it. Here's what you have to understand, though. Bick, by you putting your hands on all these things, including gas, including sheet metal, including plumbing, Bick, you're going to be a powerhouse in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Once you're licensed, you're going to be able to take on all those different jobs. So you are not being paid now for that. But in 5 years, you're going to be punishing people, not by overcharging, but you're going to be able to say yes to almost every work that comes your way. So, Bick, you are now, at this very second, building your repertoire. You're building your skill set. You're building your stamina. You're building your power. So you're getting paid $18 an hour, and you're slaving away doing it so that you become the monster in the future. You don't get paid the monster money till you become the monster. That's how you got to look at it. Don't look at it as they should be paying you more. Look at it as wait 5 years and see what's going to happen. Because in 5 years, you're going to know so much. I promise you that there's going to be too much work for you to take on. I promise you that. So, Bick, you should be proud at how hard you're working. That's character building. And you should also remember that is not going to go nowhere. You're not getting paid now. You're investing in your future. So don't get paid now, but in your future, you're going to be a powerhouse. Bick, just hang in there, okay? Hang in there. The first few years of my apprenticeship were miserable, and I was working for my father. So meaning I had it a little bit easier than people that are punishing you that aren't part of your family. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But you're going to become a monster, and in the future, you're gonna have a hard time saying no to anything. Keep grinding, Bick. You don't need to ask for more money, because in the future, everybody's gonna need you. So they're building a monster out of you. I'm telling you, you're gonna know everything. You are investing now for your future. Right now, with your hard work, with your measly $18 an hour, you are investing in your ability to become a powerhouse in the future. That's the way you got to look at it. So when they give you $18 an hour, you say thank you. It's a blessing. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking to yourself, look, I'm learning all these things, and I'm going to be able to take a bit of this pie of all my competitors, okay? You got this, Bick. Just hang in there, brother. So, all right, so Gaith, do you save these live videos on your channel? Yes, Gaith, check them out. My service work is on the side, though, David says. That's not a bad thing, is it, David? Or it's a good thing. Matt, Canada's a lot more venting than these countries, LOL. Every fixture needs a vent pipe. So, Matt, there's a lot of venting for sure. We do have like wet venting and stuff like that, which alleviates some vents, but definitely lots of wet venting. Or lots of venting. Zuru. Hey, Kenny, I've got an apprenticeship interview coming up this week, and I'm a bit nervous. Any tips or advice? Zuru, congratulations, first of all. What you need to do is be as honest as you can be. If you're absolutely green, you tell them you're absolutely green, because the last thing you want to do is show up to your first day of work and you told them you're a third-year apprentice, and they tell you to do something, and you grab the pliers, and they look at you. They can spot you in 1 second. They'll be like, this guy doesn't know anything. You're going to get fired right away if you were not being truthful during the interview. So, Zuru, be absolutely truthful. Let them know if you're green, but let them know at the very same time you're eager to work, eager to learn, you're excited, you love the idea of doing plumbing, and you really want to try this out. You just got to show them that you're willing to cut your teeth there at the job site. If they say they need you to dig, you're digging. If they say you need to go get coffees, you're going to get coffees. You're asking who wants what. You're writing it down. You're going. That's all you have to do. You just got to let them know that you're eager to work, man. You're eager to work. You're going to be a great team player, and that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Zuru, that's the best game plan. Honesty and hard work. That's it. That's what you need to represent. Hope that helps. L. Saunders, bless up, Kenny. Have you ever used an 1.5-inch flex tailpiece extension to connect a tub waste? Flex. 1.5-inch flex tailpiece extension. So, L. Saunders, a flex tailpiece on a tub. I have never used a flex tailpiece on a tub. I've only used, so a tub has a continuous waste. No, it's got an overflow, and it's got a TY. Let me draw it for you. I got some paper here. Paper's useful, no? Okay, here we go. So we got a tailpiece here. This is the overflow, which goes into a TY, like that, which goes into the tub. All right, so this is what we typically use. We have our overflow. We got a TY, which goes into the trap, by the way. And usually the trap goes this way. This is the worst trap drawing in the world, like so. So this is what we do. So we got an overflow, we got the shoe that goes into the TY, goes into the trap, and it goes to its vent, etc. So I've never used a flex tailpiece, though. No, they're usually brass what we use, or if we're in residential, especially it's like housing, we're allowed to use ABS in residential homes, but if we're doing residential high-rises, we have to use brass, so no flexes, unfortunately. Why do you ask, Saunders? Peeps, my phone's about to die. We're going to have 8 more minutes. Brad H., after the first year in apprenticeship, what should apprentice be able to do? Brad, I have to be honest, in my first couple years of apprenticeship, I was useless, except I was really good at holding a flashlight, both hands. I ain't bragging, but both hands, you know what I'm saying? And I was good at cleaning up job sites. I was good at cleaning fittings, and I was getting better at finding tools that Dad needed in the truck. I'm telling you, there's so much watching in this trade. The first couple of years are a bloody nightmare, but you should have a good concept of the tools. By the second year, especially if you go to school, you should have a really good understanding of, basics of what's happening behind the walls. You should have a really good understanding of the tools and materials. And again, you got to be good at cleaning and trying to anticipate your journey person, figure out if they need drop sheets. You got to be on top of that and getting that ready, sort of thing. You're going to be much better at grunt work. That's all I can say, Brad. I hope that helps. Keep grinding, Bick. Brad H., general knowledge of tools, measuring, different types of pipes, know how your journey person likes their coffee. Dave, we just said the same thing. Awesome. Plumber Saul. Oh, peeps, if you're not following Plumber Saul on Instagram, where have you been? Plumber Saul, thanks for hanging out, man. This means the world to me. Saul, peeps, is somebody I follow on Instagram. Always doing K50 work. Plumber Saul bought a K50 recently, and also I think he used the K1500 as well. And as you all know, I'm a big fan of both of those machines. Heads up, hats off to Rigid. So Dave is asking, is that code where you're at, L. Saunders? Kenny, did you get your license? Plumber Saul, I absolutely did. I got my license about a year ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Man, time's flying. About 2 years ago, I got licensed. Was it 2 years ago? Man. Saul, I don't know. I'm definitely licensed, though. I had to write the bloody test twice, but I passed on the second one. So thank you for asking, Saul. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're well. Matt, Kenny, if you weren't doing plumbing, what would be your dream job? So Matt, I'm not sure if you know this. I'm heavy into the arts. I've always been. Before plumbing, I was a professional magician. I did restaurants. I did private parties. I did corporate events. So I think I'd be doing magic, to be honest. I was also trying to develop a comedy career, but comedy and I didn't jive too well, I got to be honest. So, but I'd be doing something artsy like that. The other thing that I would be interested in, like right now, I do music. My first EP came out. I'm going to shamelessly plug that. Peeps, if you check out Kenny Molotov and any place that streams music, you're going to find my first EP, OMG TPH, or Oh My God, the Plumber's Here. That's what it's called. 4 songs, 15 minutes. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. It's very EDM based. Harder EDM, I should say. It's even goes into the dubsteppy side, but I also rap on it. So that's what I would be doing, Matt. Stuff like that. That's sort of where my mind is drawn to all the time. The Elegant Plumber, I was the smallest. I was always sent under stuff and in holes, LOL. I think this is Lady Moore. Lady Moore, you're talking to a Mediterranean plumber, 5'5 3/4. Let me tell you, if somebody was asked to go underneath things, I'm with you there. Small guy, I feel bad because my dad and I are both very small Mediterranean men, right? I'm half Mediterranean, by the way. The other side of me is Russian. And Dad and I were small dudes, so us getting into tight spots like baby cabinets, I mean, it's tough for us even. But when I meet like 6-foot plumbers, like twice the size of me shoulder-wise, I go, dude, man, that can't be easy. Keenan, 6'6", 255. Whoo! Beast, they still send me into tight spots on the job site just to be mean. LOL, Keenan. Oh, I feel you. I feel for you, fam. I'm gonna say a prayer for you later, Keenan. But you keep plugging away, my man. Keep going. Don't you dare stop. You make sure those cabinets know you were there, friend. That's what you got to do. 6'6", bro. No ladders in your truck. You got it covered, fam. You got it covered. Peeps, we got 3 more minutes left. I got to grab some food. I'm starving. But hit me up with any more questions that you might have. Peeps, we're really coming close to 5,000 subs soon. So at some point within the next couple of weeks, hopefully, I'll be able to send out a 5,000 subscriber special, which is going to be like another Q&A. I got a special thing that we're going to be doing for that. So how long did I play soccer for, Zuru? I played soccer for about 10 years, maybe more actually, 11 years. I stopped when I was 21, 22, started when I was around 10 or 11, so 11, 12 years. I was heavy into the sport. I was planning on getting scholarships. I got some opportunities, but not enough to actually get sent out to keep it financially stable, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed here in Canada. But 12 years, yeah, 12 years, and they were awesome years. Louis, 218 pounds, 5'5". I wish I was a little bit taller to reach my ladder from the van. Oh, Louis, I got you, bro. Vic, Kenny, what's the best way to catch a mouse? Have it cornered in your room? Bro, Vic, the fastest way to catch a mouse is to bring a cat. I learned that from my grandma. My grandma used to say to us, anytime they had cats in the village, they'd go over to their neighbor's anytime they had mouse in the village, they'd go over to their neighbor's house. They'd borrow one of the cats for the evening. Wiped out all the mice, peeps. All the mice. Zuru, I share a same story. Been playing for 13 years. Oh, and I was gutted when I didn't make the top team in my state. So I feel like we have a similar career. Zuru, very similar timeline, you and I. Yeah, honestly, it's time to get a kitten, Vic, or you got to get yourself one of them terriers. Apparently, terriers like going after small rodents like mice. Let me quickly pop into Zuru's thing. Zuru, I'm not sure about you, but it's probably similar to mine. My very first love, My very first true love was soccer. And the heartbreak of losing soccer, losing that sport, was something that devastated me, honestly, for probably a good decade. I couldn't watch soccer for a really long time. I couldn't play soccer. Anytime I walked onto a pitch, I was miserable. I was really sad after that when like I really stopped competing. I lost the fun in it. It meant way more to me. And what broke my heart the worst was getting onto a pitch and sucking at it because I'm so rusty. When I knew how polished I was before, man, it just broke my heart. So I had to step away from it. And I'm better about it now because I'm talking a lot more about it. That's how I know. But before it was really rough. And I wouldn't watch finals anymore, you know, for a few years. So Zuru, I hope it's much better for you than it was for me. I hope it doesn't go down that route because it's a hard route to go down. But listen, the sport is always going to be with you. I share your pain for not making the top team, but there's no reason why it can't be in your life. That's what I'm noticing about myself now. Keenan says, I was a hockey player till last year. Miss it, LOL. Keenan, if you can still do it recreationally and it doesn't pain you to get on the rink, absolutely. Keep doing it, especially if it's like a once a week engagement. Absolutely, man. Honestly, the best thing to do is find yourself a really chill house league where people are there to sweat and they're not getting rough and they're not acting like they're pros. I tried to play men's league in soccer years after I stopped playing soccer competitively. It's a disaster. Every weekend it's MMA with cleats on. It's stupid. I hate it. Bick Mitchum, hope the channel blows up. Ken, your content is very valuable to all first-year apprenticeship. Bick, that means the world to me. I really appreciate you saying that. That means the world to me, honestly. I actually met a subscriber this week, and I'm not sure if the subscriber's here with us or is ever going to see this, but it really made me emotional because we were driving and the subscriber waved us down, and he rolls down his window and he's still facing forward, and he's like, dude, I watch your channel. I'm a fifth-year plumber. Bro, it made me very emotional afterwards. It was just such a great experience, and knowing that I've been helping you all and that this work is useful to you all, man, it means the world to me. So I love you all. Peeps, I got to ask you real quick, and before we get off, I should have ended a couple minutes ago, but here's what I got to ask you. I'm thinking of converting solely to vlogs. Is that something that would be useful to you all? Can you let me know if vlogging is the way you want me to go? From the stats I'm getting, it shows me vlogging is what a lot of people love. They love seeing my day in the life series. Can you please let me know if that's what you're chasing on this channel? Because if it is, that's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of just going vlogs because I enjoy them way more. They're a lot more work, but I think they're way more useful. Zuru, yeah, bro, I had a point in my life after that moment when I didn't have the motivation to play, but now I play with lots of mates for fun and fitness. Zuru, keep that up, my friend. Keep it up, man. Don't stop. Vic says, I'd rather be a professional soccer player than a plumber sometimes. Vic, me too, fam. Me too. I'd be slide tackling mans right now if I could. Keenan, yeah, man, there's a rink 30 minutes from my place. I'll have to pick it back up. Absolutely, Keenan. Absolutely, man. There's no reason to have a bad relationship with it. Do whatever you want, Kenny. I'll support you. Keenan, I appreciate that. I like the vlogs and the lives. Lady Moore, appreciate that. I'll definitely do that. Day in the life would be great. However, do what you enjoy. Ali, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for that. I like to see you and Pop's work, and I also like the live, but I miss it all the time. Louie, you're the best, fam. Louie, thank you for coming out anyways. You know what I'm saying? And trying them out. Peeps, 2 more minutes. Then I got to eat. I'm starving, fam. Starving. So I'm going to have a vlog out for you all tomorrow. Anything works for me, bro. Thanks, Zuru. Appreciate it. And again, all the way from Australia, that means the world to me. Can we see the puppy in the vlog? Vic, or you mean right now? Because I can't just walk over to her. She's about to fall asleep. But Vic, if you haven't checked out, I think the last vlog shows the pup. Check it out. Vic, I can't. She's about to sleep. If I wake her up, man, My wife is going to kill you and then me right after. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen. But check out the last vlog, Vic, if you haven't. You'll be able to see her because I'm doing this thing where I place food down and she only goes after it when I call her to. That's a tough one for her, let me tell you. But she's getting so good. Bick, I'm so happy to know it's all been valuable to you. I'm so happy. Peeps, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful weekend. Please be safe this weekend. If you wear masks, wear masks. If you have gloves, wear gloves. Sanitize. Be on top of that. Ali, thank you guys. Training's going good, Vic. It's an everyday sort of thing. Louis, thank you. Appreciate you. Love you guys. You know that. I love you, peeps. You're the best. Training's going good, but it's an everyday sort of thing, and she's getting incrementally better. Love you too, Zuru. Appreciate you, brother or friend. Love you. I love you guys too, honestly. I love you guys too. Peeps, that's it from me. Like, subscribe, comment, share with friends. Keep doing some delicious plumbing, and I'll see you plumbers very soon. Kenny Molotov, guys. Peace, baby. Have a good week, guys. Be safe.